Hi friends, MD Vegan. Breakfast time and I have gooseberries. Gooseberries are amazing. When they are ripe, they're even sweet. They can be a little bit tart. And they have a rich number of health benefits. Berries in general are super healthy, the healthiest fruit we have. I know them from my grandmother's garden. I was lucky to have a grandma with a large garden. And the gooseberries were several shrubs with different kinds of gooseberries. I couldn't wait until they came and I always picked them. You have to cleanse them a little bit. You see, they are small and they have on both sides, they have some tips here. Cut them off. Takes some time, but it is really worth it. And can be green, white, dark red here. And they are loosely relatives of the currants, the red, white, and yellow, black currants. I love them too. Right in season, all of them now, all the berries now come out in summer, my favorite season for fruit. And I put them together with a banana here that is sweet. The gooseberry can be a little bit sour. It is a little bit sour, but not all of them. You find the differences. Some can be very sweet, very unique flavor. Bananas are said to be sweet and soft, and I just want to do that today together with the gooseberries. Well, that's my breakfast, and I put it into a yogurt with cashew and date mousse. Cashew yogurt I make myself here. It's a cup or so. Maybe not a whole cup. And date mousse, maybe a third cup or so. Make myself. Both videos under this one are linked. One I show you how to make cashew yogurt. The other one I show you how to make date mousse. Both is very simple. Cashew yogurt is easy to blend water and cashews, ratio 1:1 I would say. And add some bacteria while blending, or blend that together. The very small amount of bacteria, you only need it once the first time. Then you can always use the glass where the yogurt was made in. Again, I empty the glass, like here, into this container. And there is always something remaining in the glass. And only the rim has to be cleansed on top. The lid also has to be cleansed. That goes back into the fridge. And when all my glasses, I have 3 or 4 glasses at the same time, one batch, and they're all empty, I just blend new cashews with water 1:1 and put it into the glasses, lid on top. No bacteria needed, they're already in the yogurt glass. Stays outside the fridge for a night, and then you have another yogurt, and so forth. You never need to get new bacteria. It's only need such a tiny amount of them. That is very simple. It's a powder, it's a white powder. You can purchase online. You only need a tiny amount. As you can, but you need to cleanse the glasses on the top, the brim. Otherwise, after some time, you have cheese on the top. And it has to be clean, that is important. But inside the glass, the bacteria remain. So and I show you that in the video. And there are even 2 videos where I show you how to make the next batch without new bacteria. So you find that. And the date mousse is even easier. You just blend dates with water, that's it. The only thing I would recommend, if you have large amounts of dates and large amounts of cashews and other nuts, you should soak them because of the blender. It will be thankful and grateful for that. Here now is my dressing. The question is now, is it too runny or is it too thick for my fruit salad? It might be a little bit thick. You see, this is what it likes. It is a little bit too creamy, I would say. Using bananas, especially the bananas, I like it a little bit runnier. Just put a little bit, because I'll show you in a moment when I put the fruit into the yogurt and then the whole fruit salad into my glass. I show you what happens, and you understand what I'm talking about, if you haven't seen that yet. The texture of the dressing is important, and it always varies with the different kinds of fruit. With the gooseberries, I wouldn't think it's a big problem. They are light. There's juice in them and so. But the bananas, they have a little bit of creamy texture. You know bananas. And when that is the case, the dressing should be a little bit runnier. Otherwise, you have the feeling of thickness and heaviness, clumsiness from the fruit salad. This is perfect now, I show you. But when you have it too thick, the dressing, too creamy, with the bananas, for example, then the dressing doesn't go everywhere. You have these spaces between the fruit and the dressing. And it's not so nice. It feels a little bit too dry, in my view. I wouldn't like to serve that to friends. I eat myself, I eat almost everything, as long as it's for plant. But to serve it to the friends or to other people who want to eat for me, the cooking for, I like to do that a lot. And then, of course, you have to understand what most people like and what you should not do. And this is one thing I wouldn't do to others. When the fruit salad has these spaces, it's not so nice, in my view. That's all different. Other chefs might see that. If you see, there's no spaces here. Everything is covered, and that's what it should look like. That is a nice feeling in the mouth and for the eyes also. So now, on top of this goes an ice cream. Summer breakfast to me, oftentimes in this summer, last summer, and the summer before, ice cream. And since I've been doing that, I invented so many different ice creams. I show you this, the next step when I get the frozen bananas from the freezer. This is 3 ingredients with the frozen bananas on top, of course, here. And they should be very cold because I want to make a Blitz ice cream. You see sliced bananas. And also they should be very ripe. Yeah. Very cold because of the Blitz ice cream. I make it in, minutes, let's say. And with the food processor and the S-blade, that's the perfect tool. If you want to make the same ice cream with a blender, it takes a little longer. You might have to freeze the bananas again because that is very fast and creates a lot of heat. And this one with a large blade gets a better grip on the frozen bananas, and so it is faster. And you can process easier and don't need so much time, and then it's not so hot. And the ice cream, I show you, when you do it right, then you have an ice cream ready to scoop right away. Otherwise, just freeze it for half an hour again, and then you have the scoops. So the bananas should be ripe because of the texture of the ice cream. The riper they are, the nicer the texture. If they are not so ripe, it gets a little bit gooey. It's not so bad, not too bad, but it is nicer to have them really ripe. That's my experience. And then the texture also refined by cashews. It makes the ice cream super creamy. That's one of the inventions, or let's say discovery, I don't know who made it before. But the cashew flour processed into the ice cream, it's almost as you don't need an ice machine anymore, an ice maker, because it makes it so creamy as from the ice machine. The ice cream maker is better, of course, because it stirs the ice cream all the time, and then the crystals that are forming are broken down already. When you have crystals in the ice, when it's frozen in the freezer, without stirring that anyway, then you have this texture, so not so nice. And with the cashew flour, you have the same effect, no crystals and creaminess, and that's a nice trick. And here, the electric coffee grinder in seconds makes you all kinds of nut flours and seed flours for your ice cream. Date mousse, again, as I said, there's a video you can watch how to make it. Very simple, blending dates with water. Lasts for a week in the fridge. So this is now the date mousse. And the dates, the cashews and the bananas together is the most wonderful combination because it has everything we want, we're craving for. It's at the fat, the protein, and the sugar, and that's all we want. In terms of macronutrients, that's what we are always looking for because of our history of humans. Blender dance for Blitz ice cream now. Now look at my Blitz ice cream. Isn't that perfect? But the final test is, of course, with my scoops. Let's see if it works. Oh, I see already taking out the blades. Shows me how the texture is good. Very nice texture. I can make my scoops. And I had some time to process because the bananas were cold right from the freezer. And also I put the date mousse in the freezer for half an hour or so while I was preparing everything. And also the cashew flour was in the freezer. You put the ingredients in the freezer for a short time, all the ingredients. That gives you some time for processing. And that makes it good because then everything is creamy and you have no chunks in the ice cream. I learned all these things over the last 2 years because at first when you start making these kind of ice cream, when I started making these kind of ice creams, I had no idea. And now I know all the things and it works out every single time. You see, this is a perfect scoops, almost, yeah. And that's my breakfast. I love these kind of summer breakfasts. Winter is too cold for that. In winter, you eat this, and I eat this, I begin to freeze sometime, at some point, and that's not good. But in summer, you eat fruits and nuts and maybe seeds, whatever you like. It's a perfect breakfast. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. I have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and X. And you can also donate. There's a thanks button under this video.